Hey, Grace family, it's me, Stephanie Medina Perez. I am a member of Grace Bible Church. I attend Norfolk campus at 11 o'clock, and I also attend Lynn Haven CR on every Monday at 7. And I'm a faithful believer in Jesus Christ who struggles with anxiety. Anyways, I'm on here to tell you about a little project I took on. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I am a sister in Christ, and I'm also a registered nurse. Being a registered nurse means a lot right now. It is a tough job to have when everyone's called to stay home to keep the virus from spreading. You're called to go to work, be exposed to these people with this virus, to have things change minute to minute, whether we're wearing masks full times, whether we're wearing eye protective gear, radios, tents. It's hard to be an emergency room nurse, and that's what I do. Unfortunately, I only worked a week and a half of the COVID pandemic, and God had other plans for me, and He brought me home to stay with my boys and homeschool. There was something sad about me leaving, even though I knew I was called home. I felt like I was leaving my fellow team members on the battle line in the trenches, and I still wanted to support them, and I didn't really know how. I didn't know how I could make them feel supported and loved, and it was hard. Morale while I was there was very hard. It was hard to keep smiles up when everything was ever changing, when we weren't sure if we had the staff, the equipment, or the manpower to battle this virus. And so, one of my friends messaged me, a fellow ER nurse, and she sent me a picture of like a cute little headband. Actually, it wasn't that cute. It was just a headband, plain, with a button on it. And she was going to pay $17 for it on Etsy. And she said to me, "Hey, you're kind of crafty. Do you think you can make me some of these? Like, my ears are killing me." And that's something you don't really think about. Um, I'm a nurse, and like I said, we were wearing glasses, like goggles over our glasses, and masks 24/7 that hook behind our ears. And in the ED, you have a radio that's behind your ear, and your ears become chapped. Your ears become cracked. Your ears bleed. They get dried out. They get scabby. And then as soon as you get back to work, you got to put on another mask. So here comes the more injury, the more pressure sores. And she's like, "My ears are killing me." And I could feel it, like, because being home for a couple of days, I can feel that my ears are finally healing. So I decided to I went out to the store and I made about maybe 20 of them. And I'm not really a sewy person. I usually run a bow business, but I was challenged. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make them for you, but they call me the sparkle nurse in the ER for a reason. It's going to have a little bling. It's going to be girly. It's going to be cute. She's like, "Nothing too crazy. I won't wear it." And I said, "If it has buttons, you're going to wear it because it's going to save your ears." So I went out and I bought some supplies, headbands, buttons, and I have equipment that does vinyl heat press. And so I made things, little cute headbands that have fun sayings on them to encourage my friends, like, "Hey, you're important. I love you, and you're valued out there." And they were just silly and fun, nurse life, scrub life, like, you know, I love toilet paper, just silly, funny things, just to know that they are appreciated. And they have these little buttons attached to them that save their ears. They're little ear savers because they were our heroes and our lifesavers. I was going to try to save their ears. And, you know, after I made the 20, I went to drop them off and they went so fast that I couldn't even hand them out to anyone I intended to, because people were like, "Oh my God, I need these." I mean, women and men alike needed them. They were just so thankful and so grateful that someone had made them something that was going to protect their ears. And I just felt so called to make more. And literally, I was called. Like, people were like, "Hey, how come they got some? Like, don't you love night shift? Don't you love us?" So I was like, okay, so I made night shift some, and I made lab some. I sent 30 to radiology, the people who scan all the COVID patients. And then I get a call from my sister hospital, Beach, and they're like, "Hey, did you forget about us?" And I was like, "Of course not." And then I dropped some off at another hospital, and then the children's hospital. And it just became this thing. I wasn't really sure where it was going. And a couple nights later, I mean, my husband was been helping me like sew on buttons because he's probably better with the needle than I am. And one night I was just like, hey, I think I want this to be like a thing. Like, I want to make a bunch of them and give them away. And he's like, well, how many have you given away already? And I kind of just stopped in my tracks and I was like, well, maybe about like 80, which I think was a very bad underestimate. I just didn't want him to be frustrated. So I was like, low estimating. And he's like, well, how many do you want to make? And I said, like 500. And he's like, oh, no, 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 no. Reality check. You just stopped working. You're home with the kids. Like, where are we going to get the funds to do this? Like, I love this project. I love that you're doing this. I love that you're supporting your team, even though you're technically not there. He's like, but let's see. Like, he's like, let's post it out. Let's do a fundraiser for it. And I was like, a fundraiser? Like, who's going to really want to give to, like, headbands for healthcare and essential workers? He's like, you never know, Steph. Like, just post it out there. Like, people are looking to get in touch with how they can help out in the community, how they can help out people around here. And that's exactly what I did. I made a post on my business page. I just put out there like, hey, we're doing a fundraiser for Project Healthcare headbands, and I want to give them away. And my husband told me that I should aim high, and I was like, I want to give away 1,000. They cost about $250 to make. I'll pay for the shipping wherever they're getting shipped. I just want to support nurses and essential workers in the healthcare industry that are not home, that are called to go to work and still go to work and risk their health, their family's health, in order to take care of people who need it the most. And I was like, who's gonna give money to this? This is crazy. And to my surprise, I was halfway there in less than 24 hours. And then by 3 days, I was all the way there. And I had to turn it off because people just wanted to give. And I was so excited. And I ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon, and it still wasn't fast enough to get here. So I raced out and bought as many headbands as were on the shelves. And me and my husband scoured all of Hampton Roads to get headbands because I wanted to work now and fast because our healthcare workers need these now. And not only that, was I flooded with the generosity of people on Facebook, but the need was so big. Like, nurses were contacting me from all over Virginia, and they were like, hey, are you really doing this project for nurses? And I said, well, yeah, but it's not me. Everyone donated, so we can make this possible. And I just have been saying, yes, 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 we will send me your address. We will send you some headbands to save your ears. And I was feeling really anxious about how I was going to work so fast. How was I going to make all these in enough time to get them out in a timely manner? And, I hear a lot like, if God wants you to do it, he'll make it happen. And I know when I hear it, the skeptic in me is like, so God calls you and like tells you like, hey, do this because it's on my agenda. Like, I'm a little skeptical. And all of this was God's movement. The fundraiser, he made the funds available. And then second, my anxiety was just going crazy about like, how was I going to do this in enough time? It's me and my husband and my son and his girlfriend sewing, and that's it. And we're not sewers. I wanted to glue gun them. I was like, I don't know how to sew. I don't have sewing supplies. I had to buy a sewing box, and I had to buy 1,000,000 buttons, and I wanted them to be cute and fun and encouraging still. And how was I going to recruit people to do this? I can't even have 10 people at my house. Like, I still have children that I have to homeschool. I was getting a little overwhelmed. I was in way over than what I thought it would be. Like I said, I thought maybe I'd get like 10 requests at a time, but no, I got like 1,000 emails in my Button Eyed Bows page, and I got like 500 on my personal page. I got text messages, I got phone calls, and it was just wanting to bless other people for the blessing they are to our community. And again, when I thought like, I can't do this is so much, I'm not doing it in time, I'm letting people down, God moves again. And Grace Bible Church is on the phone, and they're like, hey, we're hearing that you do headbands, and we want to help, and we want to sew, we want to do whatever it takes to make this happen. And I was like, Are you kidding me? I've been praying for an answer. I didn't even have to ask. And here comes Grace, ready to partner and offer volunteers to help sew. And I am so gracious. I can't even believe that this is where it is right now, and the fact that everything fell into place, the money, the supplies, and now the volunteers to get these out quickly. I am just so blessed, and I'm so proud to be a part of a church that wants to partner with people to do things for a community, that wants to give hope to the 757, that wants to love on the 757, no matter where they're from. It's not just Grace people we're sending them out to. We're sending them out to everybody, everyone in different hospitals around the community, Riverside, Chesapeake Regional, Centera, CHKD. It doesn't matter where you go to church, if you go to church, what you believe in. We want to love you and support you. And that is the biggest message ever, that we have love for the 757. We have hope for the 757. And this is not my project. This is God's project and your project, and the people who donated to this project, the volunteers who are giving their time to sew buttons, and the people whose generosity was able to fund this project. I'm just so proud to be a part of Grace Bible Church and all the movement we're doing here in not only the 757, but now all over Virginia. Anyways, thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I hope you look forward to my instructions. Again, I'm not a sewer, so you probably will all laugh at my sewing instructions, but I'm excited to learn from you guys. Okay, thank you so much for supporting this.